Okay, so chord charts. These are easiest to read if you think of a guitar hanging on a wall and facing you. So the vertical lines in the chord chart represent the strings. The horizontal lines in the chord chart represent the frets. So if you look at one of them, and again refer to the supplemental materials for this, you can see kind of a grid. The far left vertical line in the chord chart refers to your low E string. The far right vertical line refers to your high E string. And then as you read from left to right, you cover all the strings. The frets, starting with fret 1, go from top to bottom when you're looking at the chart. Now if there's a number out to the side, just directly to the left, next to what we would normally call the first fret, if there's a number that says like 5 or 6 or whatever, that means that that means that the chord chart starts at fret 6. So whatever you would think of as normally fret 1 when you're looking at the chart, you would actually move all the way up here to fret 6 and begin fretting those notes. Now the dots that you see, and if you refer to the supplemental materials, you'll see that I have the chords E and A already charted out. You've already worked on these chords if you're following my lesson series, so this will be a really good opportunity to get familiar with how the chord chart works. So the little black dots on the chart refer to where you place your fingers. So according to this chart, we've got a note here on the 2nd fret on your A string, we've got a note on your 2nd fret on your D string, and a note on the 1st fret on your G string. Those are where the dots are placed on the chart. If you notice also, right above the chart, directly below the name of the chord, are little zeros above some of the strings. What that means is that you're going to play that string even though you're not fretting a note on the string. And if you look at the A chart, you've got a little X directly over your low E string. That means that when you play this chord, you are not going to play the low E string. Finally, below the chart, you see little numbers. Those numbers are which fingers you're going to use to play the notes that are fretted. And in this particular example, I have the fingering of the E chord set up like this. So your 2nd finger is going to be playing on the A string 2nd fret. Your 3rd finger is going to be playing on the D string 2nd fret, and your 1st finger is going to be playing on the G string on the 1st fret. And then, because of the zeros up above the chart, you're going to be strumming all the strings. Now this is slightly different than the fingering I had in the other lessons. I was recommending that people do it this way. Either way works. Now the A chord I have set up on this chord chart to play like this. So you've got you're not playing your low E string, then you've got an open A string, then with your 1st finger you're playing 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd finger 2nd fret G string, 3rd finger 2nd fret B string, and then your E string is open. When we get into bar chords in a later lesson, if you've got a line drawn across one of the frets, it'd be a horizontal line in the chart. What that's saying is that you're going to take your 1st finger usually, and you're going to play across the entire neck. And we'll get into that technique in a little bit, but as you start seeing chord charts show up like that, that's what that means. Next up is musical notation.